Ask and you shall receive. Well, it looks like you may get a check in the mail. The government has come through to help the people. It's all about the people. They truly care. I mean, we don't have to look into the details at all, do we? We can trust them, right? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. You know I had to look into the details. That's what this channel is all about. We are going to get into the truth, and that is you get the crumbs, the big boys get the real money. They pass a bill, it's huge, it's gigantic, and ultimately you get something that could maybe make you through the week. That's the way that this system is designed. They are not in it to help out the little guy. They can tell you that all day long. They give you these stories. They make it so fantastic for you. You will go out there, you will chant and you will cheer because you think that that guy is going to do something for you and this guy is going to do something for you, but ultimately it ends up being the same. The have-nots and the haves, there will be a greater and greater divide as time goes on. It is always the case. Let's get into the details. Let's be clear about what's happening today. There are businesses everywhere that are shutting down, despite what I see with some people telling me that their own personal circumstance somehow is what's going on all over the place around the world. I think that's the most short-sighted view possible. But anyway, this is one example. Hollywood Boulevard struggles. 75% is boarded up. 75%. Now, obviously, with everything that's been happening here, certain areas are hit harder than others. There's no doubt about it. But you know that along with this comes the jobs, and then you have the loss of revenues, then you have the higher taxation to make up for that, and then you have what's going on now, the internal migration where a lot of money is leaving, whether that's coming from the wealthier people, whether that's coming from the businesses. This isn't good long term, and you can see that they try to pass stimulus packages to resolve the problem, to try to make up for the loss. And I will show you today how this is nothing but a lie that they sell you. This article here breaks down everything that's in this stimulus package, and they actually titled it, "Here's what's in the second stimulus package." There are, disagreements about what was supposed to be in here, what ended up in here, and was it supposed to be this way and that, but this is what's going on right now. They give you the full breakdown. I mean, I don't have time to actually get into everything. It is quite a large bill, there's no doubt about it. The stimulus checks, of course, $600 to individuals. If you have a child here, they give you a little bit more. If you make $75,000 or less, it looks like you're going to get that amount. And if you're making $99,000, $75,000 to $99,000, you're going to get less than that. It's, dependent on your current situation, but essentially the total will be less than what people had received in the previous stimulus package for the most part. It depends again, but they are just breaking down exactly what all of this means. You get your unemployment benefits as they expected. This was quite obvious. $300 weekly federal enhancements and benefits for 11 weeks. One of the other things in here was, of course, the small business loans didn't help the first round. Let's give them another round. Why not? Grants for theaters and other live venues. I thought that this was interesting. It's actually in the package itself. $15 billion grant program. That's a grant program in there. You got schools, childcare, rental assistance. I thought this was interesting that the bill would extend until January 31st. The eviction protection set to expire at the end of the year. That's interesting simply because we're looking at a short period. It's only that 1 month. I don't know what they're going to do at the end of the 31st. I mean, are they just going to do it again and again and again? They actually increase the SNAP benefits, food stamps, looking at Big Pharma getting ultimately one of the best parts of this package, $20 billion. Big Pharma's definitely winning. There's no doubt about that. Payroll tax repayment. They talk about this and essentially noting the fact that state and local government funding, they are not getting a boost off of this. What I do know is that taxes will be increasing. In fact, millionaires are bracing for tax hikes next year. This is happening for many reasons. They do believe that this is coming in, and I think that this is a problem specifically because they're trying to backstop any of the problems, which really they cannot be resolved by higher taxation. The United States is taking in so much in taxes today, and if you look at it last year, it was a record last year, and you look the year before, at that time it was a record, and a record amount keeps coming in, and somehow the infrastructure's fallen apart. You've got problems left, right, and center in many places, and you've got problems underlying all of this, and the more taxes you bring in, it doesn't fix the problem. It does not fix the problem because specifically the system they designed is a failure, but it's a failure intentionally. Let's look further into this. Those with student loans were hoping for some sort of bailout, but check this out. Stimulus bill won't extend payments pause for student loan borrowers. And the second dot right there just shows us that if no other action is taken, 42 million borrowers will have to resume their payments in a little over a month. I don't know what's going to happen when you've got so many people holding on to, what was it, something like 1.6 or 1.7 trillion dollars in student debt. It's absurd. It's the biggest debt bubble that is in existence right now, and for a lot of these people, they don't even see prospects in the near future. Why do they pay down on their debt? This is a lot of real problems that are coming ahead, specifically as it relates to the student debt. I'm not sure that they can necessarily just wipe it out and it's going to fix the problem either. This article here is talking about what we have with different businesses and what they want, okay? The restaurant industry, the movie industry, everything that's really taking a hit today has been accelerating at this point because there is panic mode. They need some sort of refuge and the government can't provide it, but this is what they keep demanding. Now, I have no way to use the PPP. I had about 12 employees left. Yes, I could bring people back in, but we're closed. I don't want them to travel and put themselves at any risk in the situation. I don't know if the second PPP would change the fate of restaurants. I see restaurants closing every day. Some of them may never reopen. We need a bill for stimulus that would help not only pay salaries, but pay our vendors and rent. Now, they get into more details here, but this is what we're talking about. There's such a huge demand on the government to provide stimulus, and you as the individual, you get a paycheck for $600. You're going to see the small businesses get loans. Some of those are forgivable depending you look on the situation, but ultimately you never see actual resolution to the problems. The problems cannot be resolved by government, and yet they keep doing it because it's all about the way that the system is designed. I've talked about it so many times, but this is truly, truly unfortunate to see how many people are getting kicked to the curb and there's really nothing that's being done. But you stayed until this part of the video, and I want to thank you because you get to find out all the important information. In the stimulus bill, the government closes the economy, you lose your job, and you face eviction. $600 for all your troubles. Meanwhile, they send $135 million to Burma, $85 million to Cambodia, $1.4 billion for Asia Reassurance Initiative Act, $130 million to Nepal. They hate you. It clearly seems that way, doesn't it? This is in the stimulus bill. This is in the stimulus bill. A legislative package also containing $2 billion for Air Force missile procurement and related expenses. They think that you are a piece of garbage. You are worthless. That's why they give you $600, and that's why they give the Air Force $2 billion. Look at this one here, $4 billion for Navy weapons procurement. You are completely worthless to them in the system. And it's got nothing to do with the people that are signing this bill. It's got everything to do with the system designed this way intentionally. Then you've got this, Senator Mike Lee. This is the spending bill under consideration in Congress today. I received it just moments ago and will likely be asked to vote on it late tonight. It's 5,593 pages long. I know that there are some good things in it. I'm equally confident that there are bad things in it. This is a 5,593 page bill. Nobody's read it. They have to sign on it or else they look bad. That's why they called the other one the CARES Act, because if you don't sign it, you don't care. And I had done videos about that previously, and I saw hateful, absolutely hateful comments directed towards me saying that it's good, they've done such a good thing, and look at where the money is going. The real money doesn't go to you, it goes to the big boys, it goes to pharma, it goes to these different industries, the military. All of them get the real big bucks and you get nothing. You get the crumbs. That's something that's so important. And you could put anybody in this place here. It doesn't matter who's supposedly running the show as they put in front of you. It's a show. It's a movie. It's just an act. And people, day by day by day, they believe everything they're told. And it is truly unfortunate because at this time, we should know better. But don't worry, because according to Jim Cramer, there's always a bull market somewhere. There's always a bull market somewhere. Now, I don't have too many comments about this, but it's so ridiculous. It's so unfortunate to see this type of talk constantly. And I'm not saying that you can't always find stocks to buy, and there's certain asset classes that are doing well while others are doing poorly, but it's so silly to see this type of talk, to see it pushed around, even though you have such criminality going on the same day, posted on the same day. And that's the unfortunate part about the system that we live in. People are looking for this type of information when they should be outraged at the truth. That's all for this video. If you found that informative, hit that thumbs up button. If you do, you're supporting me. If you want to learn about e-commerce, if you're interested in selling stuff online, you can learn for free, the AmazonGPS.com. If you want to know about the financial system, you want to understand this entire thing, top to bottom, A to Z, you can definitely check that out in my 2 books, link in description. And if you haven't seen this video yet, you definitely want to check it out. Click it. I'll see you there.